I had walked these abandoned tracks 100 times before, but that night something was different. The fog was thicker, heavier, almost unnaturally silent. And for the first time in all our nightly walks, Max refused to move forward. He blocked my path, growling low, not at me, but at the darkness ahead. His eyes were fixed beyond the curve of the rusted tracks, staring into the fog like he could see something I couldn't. I tugged gently at his leash, but he resisted, muscles tense. Then I heard it. A low, distant whistle. Soft at first, almost imagined. Then again, clearer this time. A long, mournful sound that didn't belong to any living train. My breath caught in my throat. These tracks had been abandoned 50 years ago. No trains had run here since the derailment that destroyed a passenger car and killed everyone inside. But tonight, something was coming. Max barked sharply, startling me. It wasn't fear. It was warning, urgency, almost desperation. He took a step back, bumping into my leg as if pushing me behind him. His growl deepened, vibrating through his chest. That's when I realized he wasn't reacting to a sound. He was reacting to something he could see, something I couldn't. Max hadn't always been this protective. When I found him 7 years ago, a trembling puppy by the roadside, starving and alone, I had no idea he would grow into the most loyal companion I'd ever known. From that day on, he became a part of me. He followed me everywhere, slept by my bed, waited at the door for me no matter how long I was gone. I was the reason he had survived. And now, in a strange reversal, he had become the reason I felt safe at all. He could sense storms before they arrived, danger before it appeared, even people's intentions before they spoke. Many times he had stood between me and threats I didn't recognize until moments later. But tonight, there was something different in the way he stood guard. His body was rigid, ears locked forward, tail stiff. His growl sounded almost pleading, like he was trying to keep me from taking one more step toward the tracks. But curiosity, stupid, human curiosity, pulled me forward. The strange behavior. The whistle came again, this time closer. Too close. Too real. I swallowed hard and shone my flashlight down the tracks. The beam cut through the fog like a knife, illuminating the rusted rails, warped wooden planks, and the twisted carcass of the ancient passenger car that had derailed all those decades ago. Max paced in a tight circle, growling at the empty air, stopping every few seconds to stare intensely at something I couldn't see. His ears twitched with every whistle, with every rustle of the fog. Then suddenly, he froze. Completely. He stared straight down the tracks. And then, he backed away. Slowly, deliberately. That terrified me more than anything else. Max never backed away from danger. Ever. Max, what is it? I whispered, my voice cracking. He gave a soft, urgent bark, one I recognized. He used it only when he was trying to warn me, to tell me something was wrong, truly wrong. Then the sound came. A vibration. The faintest tremor under the ground. Like metal humming. No. Like rails humming. The tracks, dead for 50 years, were vibrating softly beneath my feet. Max lunged forward and bit the back of my jacket, pulling me away. I stumbled, shocked. Max, stop. But he wouldn't stop. He pulled harder, dragging me back from the center of the tracks, growling louder, more desperate. His eyes darted between me and something ahead. Something invisible, something approaching. The whistle came again. This time, right in front of us. Long, low, echoing through the fog like a cry from the dead. I froze. Max whimpered and pressed against my leg, pushing me back. He wasn't protecting me from a train. He was protecting me from something else. Something ghostly. Something still riding these tracks. The haunted reveal, and then I saw the light. Not a bright, modern headlamp, but a faint, flickering glow, like an old lantern swinging in the night. It drifted through the fog, suspended above the tracks, growing brighter, closer. The ground vibrated more. The air thickened. Max barked frantically and jumped in front of me, placing himself between me and the approaching glow. His body shook, not with fear, but with protective instinct. My heartbeat hammered in my ears. Max, what is that? Then, faint silhouettes appeared behind the light. Rows of them. People. Shadowy figures seated in invisible rows. Passengers. Their outlines flickered like candle flames in the wind. Some turned their heads slowly, faces blurred and hollow. Some raised hands as if reaching for help they never received. Some simply stared ahead into nothingness, forever trapped in their final moment. The phantom train wasn't just a sound. It was here, a ghostly echo of the derailed car, still replaying its last moments. The glow brightened. The shadows grew more defined. I could almost see the outlines of their clothes, old-fashioned coats, hats, travel bags. The memory of the roar grew louder, the whistle sharper, the vibrations stronger. The train was reenacting its final seconds, and we were standing on its path. "Max, we need to go." But Max didn't move. He stood firm, growling, bracing himself against the phantom force. And then, it happened. The ghost train passed through us. The whistle screamed. A rush of cold wind slammed into my chest. The silhouettes streaked past us, faces blank, eyes hollow, mouths frozen in silent screams, as they relived the split second before the derailment. I gasped and stumbled backward, breath torn from my lungs. For one horrifying moment, I felt their terror, the panic, the confusion, the awareness of death arriving too fast. Max barked wildly, lunging at the silhouettes as if trying to shield me from them. He barked at the light, the shadows, the cold wind that whipped around us. He barked like he was fighting off the entire weight of the past. And then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, the phantom train vanished. The fog swallowed the glow. The whistle faded. The rails fell silent. Max whined softly and pressed his head against my hand. His trembles slowly faded. He looked up at me with eyes full of worry, love, and a warning I finally understood. He wasn't trying to stop me from seeing something frightening. He was trying to stop me from stepping into a tragedy that repeated itself every night, and claiming anyone who walked too close. I knelt beside him, stroking his fur. "You saved me," I whispered. "You always save me." The tracks lay still again. The fog thinned, but the cold, the memory, the shadows, they lingered. And I knew the truth now. The old station master's diary was right. The phantom train still rode the abandoned line, trapped in an endless loop, forever replaying its final night. And if not for Max, I would have become part of its ghostly passengers.